Yep. Today on Firebird Fridays, we're going to install an HEI ignition system in our 6.7 Firebird, and of course some new plugs. So if you're getting ready to convert to HEI on your Pontiac, whether it be a GTO, lemans, Tempest, Firebird, well, stick around because I'm going to show you how to get it done on this week's episode of Firebird Fridays. I guess first things first, just for all safety, you probably should go ahead and loosen up, take off these battery cables because we're going to be working with the ignition system. Next thing I think we'll do is let's pull out some spark plugs. Let's look and see what these spark plugs look like. We're going to pull spark plug number one. Yeah, it's not that one. That might be it. That was pretty easy to take out. So number two is the first one out. Let's see if we can look at this. That's what number two looks like. Is that a little bit of yep, a little bit of oil on that number two right there. Comment down below and let me think of what you think of number two. Looks pretty oily back there. Okay, I want to pull number four. I'm sorry, number four. So number four up close. It looks better than number two. Number four does, doesn't it? Comment down below what you think about number four here. And yes, I know that is not a factory sticker, apparently, for the 67 fire chickens. So let's get number six out. Oh, she's another dirty girl. Yep. There we go. So make a comment down below on what you think about plug number six. And of course, this lucky bastard all the way back here, number eight. Get off of there. Want it? There it is. Oh, and last part of my spark plug wire down there. There it is. That's never any good luck, is it now? And here's number eight. There is number eight. It kind of looks like the best of the bunch, doesn't it? Give me a comment down on number eight here. I'm going to switch over to the other side. All right, now number one. Let's see what she looks like. She was in there tighter than the other ones. Okay, let's take a look at number one here. All right, there's number one. Number one looks damn good compared to the other ones so far. All right, comment down below what you think about number one. We're going for number three now. Okay, number three coming up. Okay, number three. See if we can get it in here and focus. There is number three. A little bit of oil and stuff on her. But I can see the white. That's good. All right, number five. Okay. There's number five for us. All right, give me a comment down below what you think about number five. I'm going to look at that little spot right there. I did wipe that off. I'm not sure what that is. Metal shavings. Lovely. Okay, last one's number seven. And those back ones took off. Got it off. Well, both those back ones came off like that, so. And here's number seven. There is number seven. Back on that Worcester side. All right, cool. I got all the plugs out. All right, so here is the 1, 3, 5, and 7. Go ahead and give me guys' opinions on what you think about those. Pretty worn down. Then on this side, this is going to be number 8, number 6, number 4, number 2. I'll go in kind of close. Number 8 is probably the best one of the bunch. Definitely. All right, spark plugs are out. Let's get the air cleaner off and that old point distributor out of there. Go ahead and take this off. That's off. So next we're just going to pull the hold down bolt, clamp out. All right, pull this up and out. Since I haven't got my throw down cable in, I'm just going to put it up here for a minute. And then this here should just pull straight out. Of course, we're going to take off our coil here. There's that off. Now this should just pull straight up. There we go. Oh, and disconnect our vacuum advance. All right. Up and out. All right. Out with the points distributor. Oh, I forgot. We gotta take off those leads. As long as we got all the wires out here. This distributor out of here. Out she comes. I'll put her on the bench. All right, good. Let's take this coil out. We're not going to be needing it anymore. Now at this point, we probably should test fit to make sure it's going to fit back in there. And before we do that, I just want to put a little bit of assembly lube up here on this gear so it doesn't mess up our cam. Let me grab some assembly lube. There we go. Okay, dropping in for fitment. All right, so we've pulled the hood off the car just to make it easier to work on, and plus I need to straighten out that dent in the hood. So here we have our Amazon HEI Pontiac Distributor. Now it may look like a Chevy one, but it's a little bit different. And it also, remember, Pontiacs turn counterclockwise, not clockwise, so it's a little bit of a difference. And this little diagram kind of shows you, just like on a Chevy 350, it is 1, 3, 5, 7, 2, 4, 6, 8. That's the same as a Chevy, but you can see the firing order is a little bit different. So we're going to take our cap here, and using this one, see this over on the side here is that over here, then this should be piston or cylinder number 1. So we're just going to write on here. There's number 1. Now we know the next one over is number 8. And again, this is all on that back side. And then number 4. Next one over would then be number 3. And then we don't have to worry about the ones in the front because no one's going to see it. So we have this in order. So when it goes in, number 1 is right here by this diaphragm here, by the advance. So it drops in like that. We need to make sure that we're at top dead center for number 1 over here. So I'm going to show you how to find top dead center for number 1 before we install this. Now to find top dead center, it's pretty easy. Take yourself a few tissues out of the bathroom, kind of wad them up, and you're going to stick this down in the spark plug hole for number 1. Make sure it's in there good and tight. So next, we're going to take this and we're going to slowly counterclockwise rotate the crank until that tissue pops out. So another way to verify that you're at top dead center on this Pontiac is you see there's your line in the crank, that top line, and then my 0 mark for top dead center for piston 1 is right there. So all you got to do is just take a wrench on the crank there and just turn it backwards until those two line up. It's going to do that right now. Okay, so here's our distributor. Remember, we marked over on this canister that right there should be #1 cylinder when we drop this down in. Now remember, on the bottom here, you have to keep that oil gear into there as well. So let's go and drop this in. Don't forget your gasket. And slide her in there. See that one to turn on you? So it's pretty close, but that gives us adjustability now for timing like this. Okay, good, good, good. Looks pretty good there. It's not completely perfect, but that's all right. Now we're just going to turn this over by hand because I'm not quite sitting flush. I'm about a 3/16 of an inch up off the block, which means the oil gear is not setting, but it is on the cam. So we can go ahead and move the motor and we're not going to mess up the timing. All right, so we have it in. It is just about as flush as it's going to get. So it did come down a little bit more, which I think is going to, we're going to go ahead and lock it down with this distributor hold down bracket. That goes right in there. And then we're going to pull off one of our valve covers and just make sure that we see oil pumping up to the front there before we know we're good to go on this. Let's get that done. We have the distributor hold down clamp in place. It's not super tight, just tight enough to where it won't pop up and I can still move it. Next, let's take off these valve covers. Now we'll just take off the valve cover so we can watch that oil flow. And the last one. Okay. I'll take off this valve cover. Good, good. So now I'm going to go ahead and rotate the engine by using the key, and we're looking for oil to squirt up. Just keep going. All right, we have some AC Delco spark plugs. Now we're just going to gap the plugs. So we're going to get them all out here. This is the gapping tool I like to use. And for these plugs, since it's an HEI now, is going to be 0.45. So that one right there. So what you do is you grab yourself a spark plug and we'll test it. So knowing that's 0.045, here's our plug. You just simply insert that. Now, it's a little tight. That means it's smaller than 0.045. So you just take this end here and just lift up on it just ever so slightly and then retest. Now that's too much there of a gap. So then I'm going to bend it back down. Test it again. And you'll just go through and do this for each plug. Okay, let's put some plugs in. Let's do #1 real quick here. Hand tight for that one. In it goes. #2. Third one. Okay, now we're just gonna cinch them down. Don't need to be crazy aggressive. Just good. Good. Number 2 here. Good, and one more on this one. All right, all nice and tight. Now it's time to put on a cap. Now remember, Pontiac engines rotate counterclockwise, so this looks a little bit different than everything else. So this side here points over to here. You're going to get your screws all lined up, your little feet to lock this baby down, and drop it on. Now, if you notice there, I had to kind of move that around. So we're going to have to adjust some timing here. There's one side. And then finally this one over here. Now, kind of like that. Remember, that is spark plug number 1 right there. Let's go hook up some spark plug cables. Now remember, we're following our list here. We're going to follow this one here because that's our HEI. So let's get that worked. There's our 8 spark plug wires, and they're of different lengths. Well, obviously, the longest one goes to the longest one. So if you're looking from back here, it's going to be number 1, and then 2, and then shorter, 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 shortest. So let's go ahead and follow that diagram. Let's get this done. Super too long of spark plug wires. Oh boy, this is what I get for buying off of Amazon. So there's number 1. Let's get number 2 down. Number 8, which should be the shortest, or actually number 7 will be the shortest. You can come out, honey. I can edit around you. What's up? What do you mean? Now, this is the only issue with using a HEI on a pre-HEI car is the clearances. This here's going to be number 8. Okay, number 4. Okay, there's number 4. Okay, so next one is going to be number 3. slide over there. What I might do is I might just switch out old number 3 here. Okay, there's number 3. That kind of works out a little better. And number 1. All right. Helps you put it in the right spot, right? Yep. All right. Number 5, number 7. Here's number 7. This is that short one. Just see if I can dog it in here. Okay. And they did give us an extra one. So this here will then be number 5. Okay, and then down to here. Sweet. Okay, we got all of our wires in. Now the next thing is to wire it up to the car. That's the next important thing. Next thing we got to do is we got to plug in these wires. This little wiring connection here only goes in one way. You can't mess it up. It's in the back there. There it is. Now, you have 2 tabs. You have one for battery, which is not going directly to battery, and one for tack. And that's when we get our hood tack, we'll tap into there. Now, we need to get power from the battery to here. There are 2 little, remember I said there's a bat and there's a tack? There's a spade connector to plug into. Now, there's people have said to run a new wire from the fuse block up to here. I've heard other people say just use the factory wire that came on it. I'm going to try the factory wire first and see what happens. All right, let's give it a shot. Let's see what it sounds like. we got it done. Well, HEI and distributor, easy install, new plugs, new wires, new HEI distributor. If you need any parts that I use in this video, there'll be a link down below where you can get your own. So until next Friday, guys, be safe out there, enjoy, and make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, and grab yourself a new t-shirt. A lot of cool new designs, link down below. All right, guys, see you next Friday.